I'm your late son's wife. The words leave my lips before I can stop them, before I can breathe them back in and swallow them whole. They sound louder than I intended, echoing against the cold marble walls of his office, slicing through the stillness like a blade. For a moment, silence presses down on me thick, unbearable. The kind of silence that makes your skin prickle. My heart thunders against my ribs as I clutch my little boy's hand tighter, his tiny fingers curling instinctively into mine. He sits there, behind that impossibly vast mahogany desk. The billionaire, my late husband's father. His presence fills the room like smoke dense, inescapable, suffocating. His gaze rises, slow, deliberate, from the papers in front of him until it locks on to me that I should leave. I should turn around and walk out of this glittering cage of glass and steel. But I don single quotes T. Instead. I breathe. And with every breath I can smell the faint cologne clinging to the air, something expensive, sharp, and masculine. It stirs something I don't want stirred. I beg your pardon? His voice is low, like velvet stretched over steel. Controlled. Dangerous. I said. My throat dries, but I force the words out. I'm your late son's wife. And this, I glance at the child whose wide, dark eyes mirror my late husband's. This is your grandson. The silence that follows feels endless. My pulse drums in my ears, my body trembling, though I try not to show it. His jaw flexes, a tick of restrained emotion. But his eyes, God, his eyes are unreadable. A storm hiding behind glass dot, he rises. The chair groans back against the floor. And just like that, the air in the room changes. He's tall, taller than I remember when I saw him once on my wedding day, from afar, when he didn't even look at me. That day, I was invisible. Today, I am unavoidable. He circles the desk, slow, like a predator considering prey. His footsteps echo, deliberate, every sound vibrating in my bones. My son presses closer to me, his head brushing my hip. You expect me to believe this? His gaze drops briefly to the boy, then back to me, sharp and cutting. After all these years, you appear in my office with a child, and... What? A story? It's not a story. My voice shakes, but I stand taller. I was married to him. He's gone. And now, my lips press together. Now we have nowhere else to go. His eyes narrow, scanning me, lingering too long. I feel stripped bare. My cheap waitress uniform clings to me, the faint smell of coffee and grease probably still clinging to my skin. I don't belong here. Not in this glittering tower where men like him breathe power like oxygen. And yet, here I stand. He steps closer. Close enough that I catch the warmth of his breath, the faint shadow of stubble across his jaw. His presence presses into me, magnetic, infuriating. Why now? He asks, softer, dangerous in a different way. Why appear now, after his death? I swallow hard. Because you're all he has left. My hand trembles as I smooth my son's hair. And all I have left is him. His eyes flicker. For the first time, I see something shift. Pain, maybe, regret. Or maybe I'm imagining it, projecting my own grief onto him. The boy tugs my hand. Mommy, he whispers, his voice small. The man's gaze falls again to the child, lingering this time, longer, deeper. I don't miss the way his chest rises and falls, sharper now, as though something is cracking in that cold exterior. But then it's gone. His mask returns impenetrable. He straightens, pulling back, reclaiming distance. You've made a bold claim, he says finally, voice flat. But bold claims demand proof. His eyes lock onto mine again, dark and relentless. Do you have it? My breath catches. My throat burns. Proof, of course. He's not a man who believes words. He believes contracts, Signatures, papers stamped in ink. My love story was small, quiet, hidden. Proof feels like ashes now. I open my mouth, then close it. His gaze sharpens, seeing everything I'm trying to hide. You don't, he says softly, almost triumphant. I have him. My voice breaks, but I cling to the words. Look at him. He has your son's eyes. His smile. His hair. Something flickers again, deeper this time. His gaze softens, only for a fraction of a second, before hardening again. The silence stretches, suffocating. Then he exhales, low and harsh, like he's fighting himself. You should leave, he says. His voice is strained now, not as controlled. Before you regret stepping into this room. My chest tightens, but my feet don't move. Instead, I tighten my hold on my son. My body hums with defiance, with fear, with something I can't name. Because the truth is, I should leave. But I can't. Not when his eyes are still locked on mine, burning with something dangerous, something alive, Dot. And in that look, I know this is only the beginning. His words hang in the air. You should leave. But my feet stay rooted to the marble floor. My son's small hand wrapped around mine like an anchor. No, I whisper before I can stop myself. His head snaps up, eyes narrowing. That sharp billionaire gaze pierces right through me, as if I've just committed a crime. Maybe I have. Defying him feels like trespassing into a world I was never meant to enter. But then, maybe that's what I've been doing all along. No? His voice curls around the word, testing it, like a man unused to hearing defiance within his walls. He takes a step closer, slow and deliberate, his polished shoes whispering against the floor. Dot, my heart slams against my chest. Every nerve in my body screams at me to retreat, to protect myself from the sheer force of him. But instead, I raise my chin. I can feel his power pressing against me like a storm wind, but I won't bend. Not this time. My son deserves to know where he came from, I say, my voice steadier now, though my hands shake. And you, whether you want to admit it or not, deserve to know him. His jaw clenches, a muscle twitching. He glances at the boy again, and I swear something fragile cracks in the space between us. His eyes linger, just a moment too long. And then he looks back at me, his mask sliding back into place. You think you can walk in here, into my office, he says slowly, each word precise, and tell me what I deserve. His closeness rattles me. His cologne, dark, spiced, intoxicating, seeps into my lungs until I'm dizzy with it. I swallow hard. I'm not here for you. I'm here for him. My hand strokes my son's hair, soothing him. Though it's really me who needs soothing, not. The boy peeks up at the towering man before us. Are you? Grandpa? His tiny voice cuts through the tension like a blade. My breath hitches. The billionaire stiffens. His lips part, but no sound comes. His eyes God, his eyes shift with something raw, something unguarded. For a heartbeat, I see a man stripped of power, stripped of armor. Just a father who lost his son. Just a man staring at the little boy who carries his son's smile. But it's gone in a blink. That's enough. He growls, voice lower now, rougher. He turns sharply, striding back toward his desk, each step reverberating like thunder. I exhale shakily. My son clutches my leg, confused, sensing the storm, but not its shape. Wait, I say, moving forward before I can think better of it. My shoes click against the floor. Please, don't turn away. He stops behind the desk, but doesn't sit. His hands brace against the polished wood, broad shoulders tense. You don't understand what you're asking, he says, his voice quieter now, frayed at the edges. Then help me understand, I whisper, slowly. He lifts his head, his gaze colliding with mine, across the expanse of the room. A distance feels unbearable. It feels like a chasm, yet some invisible thread binds us, pulling me forward even when I shouldn't move. And then he says something I don't expect. Something that makes my chest ache. He hated me. His voice is raw, almost breaking. My son? He hated me until the day he died. You want this boy to know that legacy? I blink, my throat tightening. He loved you, I murmur. Even when he swore he didn't. I saw it in him. The same way I see it now in you. The words slip out before I can stop them. Too intimate. Too dangerous. His gaze hardens, but I see the tremor beneath. He comes around the desk again, faster this time. He stops so close I feel the warmth radiating off his body, the faint brush of his sleeve against my arm. My breath stutters. You shouldn't look at me that way, he says low, almost a warning. I can't help it, I whisper back. His hand twitches at his side, as if fighting the urge to reach for me. For a dizzying moment, I wonder what it would feel like, his touch, his strength, the way he might hold me if he let himself. But then he pulls back, as if burned. His eyes flash with something unreadable, anger, hunger, grief. You're playing a dangerous game, he says tightly. I'm not playing, I reply. My voice shakes, but the truth in it steadies me. For a long moment, neither of us moves. The silence hums thick, electric, broken only by the soft sound of my son fidgeting at my side. And then knock. The heavy door swings open. A sleek assistant steps in, holding a folder, eyes widening at the sight of me standing so close to him. The billionaire straightens instantly, his mask snapping back into place. Not now, he snaps, voice sharp enough to cut. The assistant stammers an apology and retreats, the door clicking shut behind her. But the spell has already broken. The moment shattered. His gaze returns to me, colder now, though I see the heat flickering beneath. We'll speak again, he says finally, his tone both a command and a promise. I nod slowly, my chest tight, because I know we will. And when we do, something dangerous will ignite. I don't sleep that night. Every time I close my eyes, I see him standing so close I could feel the warmth of his body, his gaze burning into mine like a secret no one dare speak aloud. I should hate him. For the coldness, the arrogance, the way he looked at me like I was nothing more than an interruption. But beneath all of it, I saw something. A fracture in his armor. A wound. And that wound mirrors mine. The next morning, I return to his building. I don't even know if he'll see me, but my son insists, tiny fingers tugging at my sleeve, whispering, Mommy, I want Grandpa. Grandpa. The word lingers in my chest like an unanswered prayer. The receptionist eyes me with suspicion, but within minutes, I'm escorted upstairs. My stomach knots tighter with every step. When the doors open, his assistant ushers me into a different room this time, a private lounge. Not the intimidating office. Warmer, dark wood, soft lighting, a fireplace that glows like an untamed secret. My son runs to the window, pressing his palms against the glass, fascinated by the city stretched out below. And then he enters. No suit jacket today. Just a crisp white shirt, sleeves rolled back, veins visible along strong forearms. His tie is loosened, undone in a way that feels intimate, as if I've stepped into a place no stranger should see. My pulse trips over itself. You came back, he says simply, his tone unreadable. I had to, I whisper. His gaze flicks toward the boy, then back to me. He gestures toward the seating area by the fire. Sit. I obey, but my body hums with nerves. He lowers himself into the chair opposite me, though the space between us feels far too small. His cologne drifts over, mixing with the scent of leather and smoke. For a while, silence stretches. My son hums quietly at the window, lost in his own world, while the air between the billionaire and me grows heavier, thicker. Finally, he speaks. Why didn't he tell me about you? The question slices deep. He tried, I murmur. You wouldn't answer his calls. He said you were always busy, too far, too proud. His jaw tightens, but he doesn't argue. Instead, his eyes darken, guilt flickering like a shadow he can't quite shake. I lean forward, voice softer now. He loved you. No matter how much he fought it, he wanted you to be proud. The billionaire exhales sharply, raking a hand through his hair. It's the first time I've seen him unraveled, even a little. I buried my son, he says, low and broken. And I didn't even know who stood by him in the end. Something in me cracks. The anger I held, the fear, melts into something else. Compassion. Without thinking, I reach out. My fingers brush the back of his hand where it rests on the arm of his chair. Warm, solid, alive. He stills. His eyes lift to mine, and the look there nearly undoes me. 1,000 things unsaid. 1,000 walls trembling. You shouldn't, he whispers, though he doesn't move away. Maybe I should. I breathe back. The air between us shivers. My hand lingers, light as a feather, but it feels like fire. His knuckles twitch beneath my touch, as if resisting the urge to curl around me. Our eyes lock, and suddenly, I can't look away. His gaze isn't cold now, it's molten. Dangerous, hungry. Don't, he says again, but softer this time. Pleading, warning, both. Tell me you don't feel it. I whisper. The silence that follows is unbearable. My heart slams so hard I can hear it. My lips part, breath shallow, waiting dash, needing dash, something dot. And then he leans in dot. It's not a kiss. Not yet. His forehead nearly touches mine, his breath hot against my lips. His hand rises, hesitates, then cups my jaw with devastating gentleness. My skin burns beneath his touch. I shouldn't want this, he murmurs, voice rough. You're her. My son's. His. I'm me, I whisper, my eyes stinging. And he's gone. The words shatter whatever thin barrier we had left. His mouth crashes against mine, hungry, desperate, forbiddens. The kiss steals the breath from my lungs, makes my body tremble. His lips are fire, his hand firm at the back of my neck, pulling me closer, like he's drowning and I'm the only air. I kiss him back. God help me, I do. My fingers clutch his shirt, pulling, anchoring myself to the storm. It's wrong. It's impossible. But it's real dot then, Mommy? My son's voice. Small, innocent dot, we break apart like guilty sinners caught in the act, breathless, shaken. His hand drops from my face. My lips tingle, swollen, burning with what we just did. I glance at my boy. He's turned from the window, confusion in his wide eyes. The billionaire stands abruptly, pacing toward the fire, dragging a hand down his face as if he can erase what just happened. Dot, my chest heaves. Shame and longing warring inside me. Dot, this wasn't supposed to happen. And yet, it already has. The hours after that kiss are torture. I can still feel his mouth on mine, the roughness of his lips, the heat that consumed me so completely, I forgot how to breathe. Every nerve in my body remembers him, and yet the guilt cuts deeper than any blade. He was my husband's father, my son's grandfather, and I kissed him. I tell myself to stay away, to protect the boy, to protect myself. But the next evening, when the phone call comes a low, commanding voice telling me to come back to the mansion, I don't hesitate. The house is nothing like the office tower. It's quieter, older, more human. The kind of place built not to impress the world, but to shield its master. The moment I step inside, I feel the air shift. He's waiting, not in a suit, not armored, just him dark slacks, shirt unbuttoned at the throat, no tie. Vulnerable, dangerous, utterly disarming. Where's my son? I ask quickly, because the silence feels too heavy. Asleep, he says, voice low, his eyes never leaving mine. I asked the housekeeper to watch him. My breath hitches, because I know why I'm really here. And it has nothing to do with the boy. I step inside, the door clicking shut behind me like the sealing of fate. The room is dim, lit only by the glow of a fireplace. Shadows dance across his face, sculpting him into something mythic, untouchable. Why did you call me here? I ask, though my voice already knows the answer. He moves closer, each step deliberate, until he's only inches away. His scent coils around me, pulling me under. His eyes, dark, tortured, hungry, pin me in place. Because I can't stop thinking about you. He confesses, voice hoarse. And it's killing me. The words hit me like a storm, knocking the air from my lungs. I swallow hard, my body trembling. You shouldn't? I know. He cuts in, fierce. His hand lifts, hovers, then presses against my cheek. His touch is fire, searing me, undoing me. But I do. A broken sound escapes me, half sob, half laugh. You'll ruin me. Then let me ruin you, he whispers, and the words ignite everything. I'm in his arms before I can think, his mouth crushing mine, devouring, desperate. My hands fist in his shirt, dragging him closer. The kiss is wild, unrestrained, the kind that doesn't ask permission, but demands surrender. He lifts me, strong arms sweeping me off my feet, pressing me back against the wall. The cold wood bites into my spine, but all I feel is him, his body solid against mine. His heat searing through thin layers of fabric. I gasp against his lips, and he takes advantage, deepening the kiss. His tongue teasing mine until I'm dizzy, lost, undone. You taste like sign, he murmurs against my mouth. You taste like regret, I breathe. And he groans low and guttural, pressing his forehead to mine. I don't care, he rasps. Not tonight. His hands slide down my arms, gripping my wrists, pinning them above my head. The dominance in the gesture makes me shiver, not with fear, but with surrender. Because in that moment, I want him to have all of me, every broken, desperate piece. I whisper his name like a prayer, and he kisses me again, softer this time, slower, as if memorizing me. His lips trace my jaw, my throat, leaving fire in their wake. My knees buckle, and he holds me up, steady, unyielding. But then he pulls back, breathing ragged, chest heaving, his eyes blaze with war. If we keep going, he says, voice raw, there's no undoing this. No pretending it didn't happen. I search his face, every line etched with conflict, with grief, with desire. Maybe I don't want to pretend, I whisper. The silence is deafening. His grip on me tightens, as if he's on the edge of breaking completely. His jaw clenches, his breath shudders, and for a moment, I think he'll pull away, retreat into that icy shell again. Instead, he crashes. His lips claim mine once more, harder, deeper, almost punishing. His hands drop to my waist, hauling me against him. The dam has broken. The storm has arrived, and I let it take me. For the first time since my husband's death, I feel alive, wanted, consumed, not as someone's widow, not as someone's mother, but as me. And yet beneath the fire, the passion, the surrender lurks the terrifying truth. This is more than desire. It's the beginning of something that could burn us both to ash. The dawn comes soft and pink over the mansion, spilling through heavy curtains like tentative forgiveness. I wake in his arms, tangled against him, warm and impossibly real. His chest rises and falls beneath my cheek, steady and grounding. The scent of him, cologne, sweat, Something raw and magnetic wraps around me. For the first time in years, I feel whole. Even if only for a moment, my son stirs in the next room, and I realize the world beyond this bedroom still exists. Responsibilities, grief, fear, they all wait outside the door. But here, in this fragile bubble of fire and shadow, nothing else matters. He shifts slightly, letting me see his face. His eyes, still dark, now hold something tender, almost broken. "Morning," he murmurs, voice hoarse. I press my lips to his chest, inhaling deeply. "Morning," I whisper. For a while, silence wraps around us. Not awkward, not tense safe. The kind of silence that speaks of things unsaid, but understood. He begins, then stops. His hand brushes my hair from my face, lingering, hesitant. "I don't know how to do this. Love with all that we carry, with everything we've lost." I lift my face to his. "Then don't think of it as love," I whisper. "Think of it as surviving, as being brave enough to feel something again." He chuckles softly, a sound full of relief and disbelief. "You always had a way with words." "I've had to," I reply, my lips brushing his jaw. "Because words are all I had left to connect us before I kissed you. Before we let this thing happen." He leans closer, forehead to forehead. His eyes flicker to mine, searching, questioning, hungry. And then the truth, vulnerable, unguarded, spills from him. "I've hated myself," he admits. "For years. For not being there for him. For not being the father he needed. And now, for wanting you." My chest aches at the honesty. I reach up, touch his face gently. We can't erase the past. We can only be here now, together, for him, for us. He closes his eyes, a shiver running through him, and presses his lips to mine in a kiss that's no longer stolen or forbidden, sits claimed. Full of promise and reckoning. Outside, the boy laughs, chasing sunlight that slips through the curtains. I glance at him, heart swelling. This messy, impossible, dangerous love doesn't erase the past, but it shapes a future. We dress in quiet, lingering touches. Each brush of his hand against mine, each glance, carries the weight of unspoken apologies, confessions, and fragile hope. Finally, he takes my hand, leading us to the grand dining room. Our son runs ahead, and the sight of him laughing, caught between us, cements something neither of us can deny. "I never thought I'd get a second chance," he says softly, watching the boy. "Not at this age. Not after all I've lost." "You have it now," I whisper. "All of it. If you take it." He looks at me, really looks, as if he's seeing me for the first time. Not the widow of his son, not a stranger, but someone who dared to love him through grief and guilt. Then, with a quiet resolve, he kneels before our son, sweeping him into his arms. "Grandpa," the boy says, and I feel my heart break open-ended and torn at the same time. "I've been waiting for this," he whispers to the boy, voice trembling. "For both of you." I stand back, watching them, and in that moment, something shifts inside me too. Fear, anger, grief, they all soften, replaced by something hotter, fiercer, unrelenting. Hope. Later, when the night falls again, he finds me on the balcony, staring at the city below. He steps beside me, close enough that the warmth radiates between us. "You're mine," he murmurs, almost possessively, almost tenderly. I lean against him, the weight of our past and the promise of our future pressing into my chest. "And you're mine," I reply, voice steady, certain. For a long time we stand there, wrapped in the quiet that only comes after storms. Not perfect, not simple, but ours. Then, with a small smile that crinkles the corners of his eyes, he leans down, kissing me again, not urgent, not desperate, but a seal, a promise. A beginning. I close my eyes, and for the first time in years, I breathe freely. Because love, in all its messy, complicated, breathtaking glory, has found us and in that moment. I know, no matter what the world thinks, no matter the shadow of loss, no matter the dangerous path we've walked, this is ours. Our son giggles inside, calling for us, and we step forward together. 3 hearts, imperfectly entwined, but unstoppable. We are not just surviving anymore. We are alive, and somehow, against all odds, we are home.